Waldameer, opened in 1893, is one of Erie's premier attractions, along with Presque Isle, and is a small but pretty well-known amusement park. Although it dates back to over 120 years ago, its oldest roller coaster only dates back to 1951, although others were built before it. Today, Waldameer is home to a dance hall, a decent-sized amusement park, and a small water park that packs a serious punch. This is my review of Waldameer Amusement Park and Water Park on Zach Coaster Crazy. Now, Waldameer may look a bit sketchy if you walked in on the pavilion side. It is just trees, a plain sign, and chain link fencing. Don't be fooled, this park is really pretty and completely fine, and if you enter in the water park side, you will probably see that. When you get to the main park, you will be greeted with a scrambler, a music express, a train ride that goes around the park, and the Grand Carousel. The first coaster you will see is Comet, a 1951 PTC family coaster. Only a few pavilion and rides are on the right side of the entrance. The park is mostly a straight line with a few paths coming off to it and leading to Steel Dragon, a Mauer spinning coaster, and a water park. Something to note, this park is very cheap. The rides are absolute bargains if you just want to ride a few rides, with Ravine Flyer II, their star attraction, only being $5.50 at the time of me writing this. But the wristband price is also cheap, at $47 for a combo pass, $37 for a ride-only pass, and $31 for water park only. It's even cheaper for all of those if you're under 48 inches or are a senior. The operations are also pretty good, as even on my last visit, when I went, on the same day as many schools went for a field trip, most lines were still pretty manageable, with the exception of Steel Dragon. Hit that ride up first on busy days. The line on that thing crawls. The park hours are a bit wonky, with the water park opening 1 hour before the main park, and closing an hour before also. The park is also very clean, and the food is also pretty cheap as well. If you have a family, you can rent a cabana at the water park if you want a place to meet with your family if you're in a large group. Speaking of the water park, let's get that out of the way. The water park has a wave pool, which is gigantic, a lazy river that was closed when I went, 2 hot tubs, a tube slide tower, dueling tube slides, a water playground, a collection of tiny children's slides next to that water playground, dueling body slides, also closed when I went, a mat racer, which is and a trio of small body slides called the Bermuda Triangle, which is one of my favorite slides there, specifically the middle one, as it gives a great pop of airtime on a steep drop. The main slide tower has Cannonball, a toilet bowl slide, Awesome Twosome, a winding slide, and a Liquid Lightning, one with a big drop at the end. All are tube slides, and if I had to rank them from first to worst, it's Cannonball, then Liquid Lightning, then Awesome Twosome. The Battle for Lake Erie, their water playground, is a good time waster, especially for somewhat younger guests, and doing tube slide Raging and Wild River are pretty forgettable, but probably fun for 2 young kids and their parents. The wave pool was extremely cold, along with the rest of the water park, though the only time I went on it was first thing in the morning, so that might have to do with it. The mat slide is a fun ride, and it has a pretty high capacity, as 6 people go at once. I didn't have to wait long for it at all. The water park strangely opens up before the dry park, as said before, though you can still walk around the dry park before the rides open. Overall, I think that even though the water park is pretty small, it is very dense, and you might be able to have a full day in this portion alone. Waldameer's amusement park is even better than the water park, with many more rides. Not only are there many family rides, but also many good thrill rides, like Chaos, Inverting Frisbee, or Extreme, the drop tower. Both of these are amazing. Chaos provides great positive G's and a very long ride, so you probably shouldn't ride if you get nauseous easily. But Extreme, on the other hand, gives great views of Lake Erie and Presque Isle, but also a lot of suspense, as when you get to the top, it wastes no time dropping you to the ground, and provides great airtime as you fall. The disco is fun, as usual, but the restraints are horrible. Thunder River is a log flume, and Waldameer's only a water ride, not in a water park. I rode it my last visit, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it doesn't get you too wet either, though be careful on the final drop, as your fingers can slam into the piece of metal connecting the bar you hold onto to the vehicles themselves. Waldameer also has some classic carnival rides, such as Music Express and Wipeout. I only rode Wipeout, and it is very dizzying. The park also has an extensive family ride collection, many cookie cutter ones, like an off-the-shelf rocking tug and a teacups ride, along with some older ones, such as a scrambler and tilt-a-whirl. But Waldameer does have a few aces up its sleeve with family rides, having not only a great classic family coaster, Comet, but also 2 decent kiddie coasters with Ravine Flyer III and Whirlwind. Waldameer also has 2 classic Bill Tracy dark rides, with the Wacky Shack and Pirates Cove. Both are very trippy, but I prefer Pirates Cove since it is a walkthrough that does weird stuff with the floor. I may go more in depth with them in a later review. The other 2 good family rides are the Sky Ride and the Train Ride. Both are unique with only having 1 station, but they are both long rides and are both great for views and shots of the park. Overall, a stellar family ride collection that should keep children and their parents entertained for the whole day. The roller coaster collection, while small, is also very good. Along with the aforementioned 3 family coasters, the park has 2 thrill coasters. Steel Dragon is the smaller of the 2, but don't be fooled. The ride is a fun, thrilling ride with a great first drop if you sit in the backwards facing row. A drop facing backwards is a huge thrill, at least in my opinion. It also has some fun horseshoe turns and disorienting helices, so I 100% recommend this spinning coaster. Their largest ride, Ravine Flyer II, with their Gravity Group wooden coaster, is one of the best wooden roller coasters I have ridden, with tons of air, lots of terrain usage, and a decently long ride. It is a near-perfect wooden roller coaster. It even goes over the road. Unfortunately, while this ride is lots of fun, it is pretty dang rough, especially with the other coasters in the park being so smooth. So it is a little hard to marathon. But other than that hiccup, this ride is great. As I am sure you can tell if you watched the rest of the video, I rate this park very well. It's a park that if you want to, you could just spend a few minutes at if you only want to ride a few rides, or the whole day if you want to. So I absolutely say you should go here. Don't go out of your way to get here if you live across the country, but if you're in Erie, either for a getaway, family reunion, or just to stop on a road trip, then you should absolutely visit Waldameer. It is a park for all ages, and especially for families due to its compact but dense size. With a good ride lineup and good prices, Waldameer should not disappoint. I hope you enjoyed my review of this wonderful little park. If you enjoyed it, consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing, or all 3, and following me on Instagram. Anyway, I hope you have a nice day. Goodbye.